Some things in life shouldn't be flat. A pint of beer, hot puris, your car tires when you're off on a road trip, and the Chapok pitch. But yes, we would have expected more action on that pitch from what we saw on day one. We felt that maybe the pitch should have done a little bit more. After all, there was a new curator and all that, but enough about the pitch. Let's talk about the match and England. Who would have thought on day one of the first test match, they would be on 263 for 3, Jamie?
A very, very commanding position England have found themselves in, thanks almost entirely to Joe Root and Dom Sibley. Root, a lot has been said and written about his form coming into this series. The fact that he scored 2 big hundreds, including a double in Sri Lanka. And now he's gone and done it 3 innings and 3 test matches in a row in Asia. He's got 100. This in his 100th test match. I mean, look, Joe Root, we all know his qualities. If there's been one consistent criticism of Joe Root, it's been the fact that he does not convert his 50s into 100s. But now in 2021, he's crossed 550 runs. He's got 228, 186, and now he's batting. He's nearing what looks like another easy 150 here. All credit, even given the fact that yes, this was a benign day one track, which critics, social media, someone like a W.B. Raman, who, like Anand Basu pointed out in a tweet, has probably been batting at this ground since his teenage years. When he's saying this is a very un-Chennai-like track, you have to speak about that, which we will, I'm sure, as this video goes on. But look, from 63 for 2, which, aapko yaad hoga, those 2 wickets fell literally moments before lunch. To go from there and put on 200, England will be kicking themselves. Dom Sibley for getting out 4 balls before stumps. But agar aap dekhen Dom Sibley ko, the way that he struggled in Sri Lanka before he got that 50, a man who said कि यार मुझे doubt है कि मैं शायद चेन्नई में खेलूंगा भी, उस batsman ने 87 बनाए थे. Really, it was England's day.
It really was England's day. Also because I don't think when it comes to India's bowling, a lot went wrong. I don't think that you can say that they didn't bowl well. It's just that the pitch was so flat. Be it Bumrah coming back from that injury again, just before the end of day's play, got the crucial wicket of Sibley. But just the way he's been bowling, we've seen him bowl that way in Test cricket. But what was exciting to watch was that he was playing his first match in India. That seemed weird for some reason, because I was like, hey, he's been playing for a while. He's not played a test match in India, but as we discussed that he sat out because of injury. So yes, playing his first match in India and, was bowling like the way he bowls. Ishant Sharma again, bowling well. The problem then was Jamie, that we saw was the 2 bowlers in Shahbaz Nadeem and Washington Sundar. And those are the 2 bowlers that English batsmen targeted. What do you think? Again, that whole conversation about Kuldeep Yadav, did they miss a trick by not getting someone like a Kuldeep Yadav, especially on a flat pitch like this? I mean, at least Kuldeep would have done something.
I mean, you would like to assume, you'd like to imagine that. Agar aap is channel se jude rahe hain pichle kuch dinon se, to we did a video with Monty Panesar this week, where he singled out Kuldeep and Akshar Patel as 2 players. More so Kuldeep, as our chat went on, how Kuldeep could really be the X factor. We've seen a lot of players, a lot of reporters talk about how Kuldeep should play this match. Nahi hua tha. I think we should talk about that because, like Virat Kohli said in the press conference, is match ke ek din pehle, when asked about Akshar Patel, he said that Akshar is pretty much a like-for-like replacement for Ravindra Jadeja, and in his words, he brings that positivity on the field. So isko dhyan mein rakhte hue, it seemed to us yesterday that Akshar Patel will in fact make his test debut. But in the early morning today, as we woke up, we got a message from the BCCI saying that Akshar Patel is ruled out. So in that very short span of time, they then had to draft in Shahbaz Nadeem, a left-arm spinner with a lot more experience than Kuldeep, and Akshar has to be said.
But he was one of the net bowlers, so the whole bio bubble thing did.
He was a net bowler, so यहाँ पे कोई bio bubble की सवाल नहीं है. He was there in the extended squad. He comes in. Now that decision has been debated a lot. Obviously on social media, I've been doing this for the last few hours, talking with people. But then you see someone like Monty Panesar, the spinner who knows what it takes to bowl in India.
Absolutely.
He says he was surprised. Gautam Gambhir, while speaking to Cricinfo during the match, said that it was a massive shock to him कि India ने Kuldeep के अलावा कुलदीप के बदले उन्होंने शाहबाज नदीम को खिलाया. अब मेरा पॉइंट ये, nothing to do with Shahbaz Nadeem's credentials. He, I believe, जो मैंने पहले भी मैंने कहा है, अपने करियर में लिखा भी है ये, शाहबाज नदीम को बहुत साल पहले इंडिया के लिए खेलना चाहिए. He has done pretty much everything required, A tours, the whatever box has to be ticked, शाहबाज नदीम ने वो किया था. लेकिन इस मैच में, in this situation, when you have Ashwin, when you have Washington Sundar, two off spinners, two finger spinners, and yes, I understand a lot of the talk before this match, even here, has been about how England struggled against Lasith Emboldinia, the left arm spinner in Sri Lanka. Lekin my whole point is, as you know, it's about Shahbaz Nadeem, this variety of left arm spin against Kuldeep Yadav, the only, मतलब मात्र एक left arm wrist spinner, Chinaman bowler है international cricket में. You have him. This is the bowler who was benched for 4 test matches in Australia for reasons which are frankly beyond me. What that does to his confidence, that's a topic for a different day. But in these conditions, I felt, my gut feel is, I think we had this talk before also, a left arm wrist spinner offers you more chances of wickets than Shahbaz Nadeem. And again, I'm taking nothing away. This is not to discredit Shahbaz Nadeem, of whom I am a big fan. But in this situation, I would have gone for a left arm spinner. As it panned out, hindsight ko jodte hue, Shahbaz Nadeem was one of the bowlers targeted. He began very well for the first 2/3 of his day by keeping runs in. But then you saw Joe Root attack him, specifically attack Washington Sundar. Did Nadeem bowl badly? No. Was he the weak link? Yes.
Correct. Also, I think there is a question mark over why Kohli was bowling Shahbaz Nadeem and Washington Sundar together. I mean, you would want, especially when you knew that the two batsmen had sort of set in, you knew that they were going after these two bowlers. Then to have someone like an Ishant Sharma come back and bowl, because he was bowling so well right after lunch. So that was another thing. But I don't know, Jamie. Before the test match began, there was all this talk about how Sibley would play. And I thought he was so impressive today with his footwork. He was decisive. He knew when to, come up, use the front foot, when to go back in the crease.
Yeah.
And that was brilliant to see. I think England would be so happy with the way they have batted today. Of course,
absolutely.
It all began well with winning the toss, which was a good toss to win.
Huge toss
spinners
to win.
are going to come into play from here on. But England would be like, it can't get better than this for us. This tour couldn't have begun better than the way
exactly
it has.
Like you said, you win a very good toss. Virat Kohli's somewhat sketchy record at the toss continues. Joe Root had no hesitation. Kohli said कि मैं भी बैटिंग करता अगर मैं टॉस जीतता. So Joe Root in his 100th test wins the toss. A good start. Yes, Rishabh Pant put down a somewhat tricky catch when Burns was 0 in the first ball of the match. But that in hindsight looks like it was not a big deal because जिस तरह से Jory Burns ने अपना विकेट फेंका और फिर the way that Jasprit Bumrah came back, good move by Kohli to bring back Bumrah just before lunch, moments before lunch, and he got that lovely ball to get Dan Lawrence for a duck. But uske baad to not lose a wicket until literally 3 balls before stumps. A lot of progress, and yes, credit. I know that Joe Root will dominate the headlines for being Root and 100 in 100 tests, but Dom Sibley, because all the factors you just mentioned and what we discussed, this is a man who had not played in Asia until he went to Sri Lanka. He struggled there. He looked at sea. He struggled. He got that match-winning 50 in the second test. After which, Sibley Khud, in his words, he said, this is a huge sigh of relief for me because I was in a very dark space, he said, before that innings. And even despite that 50 in the final innings, he said, I don't know, especially with Rory Burns coming back after paternity leave, I don't know whether my name is one of the first ones on that sheet when it comes to the Chennai Test. But England ने इन्हें back किया, he got their vote of confidence, और उसी Dom Sibley, whatever adjustments he made in Sri Lanka, this came to the fore. He looked at ease, and he'll be so disappointed to be out
for 87
because there was a period there where he was almost matching Root stroke for stroke, which is a big compliment for someone of Dom Sibley's ability.
Yes, but now what should India look to do tomorrow? That is the important question. Jamie, is there anything that India should do differently? Because I thought they were very good. And the one good thing was that little bounce we saw.
हल्का सा,
थोड़ा सा, अगर कुछ uneven bounce होता है, तो Ashwin is the man who is going to be able to do something on this pitch.
Yes, this is a very flat track. We've not seen perhaps flats this flat. on the first day of a Chennai match, but it's not like it's totally out of the blue. My point being here, we've seen past teams. The last test played here, yes, 4 साल हो गए उस बात को, अलग इंग्लैंड टीम थी, अलग इंडियन टीम थी, स्ट्रॉन्गर टीम्स दोनों थी उस तरफ उस वक्त, लेकिन this England team put up 477, batted very well over the first nearly 2 days. Then India on days 3 and 4 got to 759, and then thanks to Jadeja bowled India to an innings win. Are we going to see the same thing pan out on this track? Unlikely. But it's not to say that England are in the driver's seat to win this match, and it's not to say that India are out of this match. Things will change. Day 3s and 4 are the crucial days to watch. India have a good batting lineup. England spinners, there are question marks over them. I would not rule out India putting up a big score and someone like even Pant getting 200.
Listen, there are two things for me. One is Ravindra Jadeja was missed on this pitch. I mean, I can't imagine what it would have been like.
Huge blow,
bowling
huge blow.
those tight lines,
Bilkul.
getting through the overs, not giving that free sort of hand to the batsman to score freely.
You cannot sweep him. You can't sweep him.
Which is what we saw with Washington Sundar and with Shahbaz Nadeem. The other being Rishabh Pant. I mean, I loved his chatter behind the stumps. Just trying to get everybody on. It was a really exhausting day for the bowlers. Pretty thankless. The pitch had been difficult, but there he was saying, "Bhai logo, उठ जाओ, भाई लोगो, अपना जो body language है उसको सुधारो, क्या हो गया?" I love it. And he makes everybody Pujinder, Najinder,
Washi, and he had different names. And look, I mean, all said and done, the start to his day was not very good when he put down a catch, which that keepers like Saha,
it was a difficult
Saha would have taken that. But look,
it was a difficult one.
It was a tough catch. A fast bowler spraying the ball down the pads in the first morning of a test match. ठीक है. But yes, Rishabh Pant, जैसे हम कह चुके हैं इस शो पे कई बार उनको अपनी कीपिंग सुधारनी पड़ेगी. But I think on this track, my gut feeling is you're going to see a big innings from Pant.
Good thing is that he didn't drop a sitter.
He did not drop a sitter. No.
As long as that doesn't happen,
because also
we're okay with Rishabh Pant because right now we're not expecting anything more. But hey, if you guys love our videos,
heart. Like, share, subscribe. A lot of you have been supporting us with your comments,
which is so sweet of you.
So thank you for that. But we'll be here all
and just comment
match.
What do you think of our analysis between husband and wife?
Let us know.
And
we have some more special guests lined up after this match, and between the first and second test matches. Our son is threatening to pop into the frame here, but anyways, this has been us talking about day 1 of the Chennai Test. We'll see you back for day 2 review on Saturday. Goodbye for now.